how to earn $5,000 per month from home doing bookkeeping with no experience. My name is Zach Pasquarello, and I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to start your own bookkeeping business right now. It can be a side hustle. It doesn't have to be your main business. You can keep your full-time job and you can make $5,000 per month working from home, doing bookkeeping, and you don't need any experience. Let me give you this analogy of simple, complex, easy, and hard. So imagine we have an x-axis and a y-axis. On the x-axis here, we have easy and hard. And then on the y-axis going up, we have simple and complex. So up here, everything is complex. We have simple and hard, easy things, hard things. Everything up top is complex. And everything is complex when you're a rookie, when you don't know what you're doing, when you're not educated. It can be something really easy. It can be something really hard. But no matter what, it's going to be complex if you don't know what you're doing. So the whole point of these videos is to educate you so that we can move from this everything being complex up here. We can simplify things. We can make things simple. So now we're down here on the y-axis. Everything is simple when you are educated, when you're informed, when you've done research, when you've learned the concepts. Okay, now we're talking simple stuff. Everything's simple, but we also have this x-axis of easy and hard. And I look at this x-axis, easy to hard. So we have everything simple, but some simple things are easy, some simple things are hard. Let me give you an example. Exercise, working out, or even let's switch it up. Let's talk about cooking. So everything is complex. Every recipe is complex if you've never cooked before. If you don't know anything about a kitchen, if you don't know how to read a recipe, everything's complex. But once you've learned the basics, okay, now a recipe is kind of simple. So now doing a recipe just one day, just trying a new recipe one day, once you've learned how to break down a recipe, that's pretty easy. Just doing one recipe one day. But if you set a goal for whatever reason, maybe you want to learn how to cook. And instead of doing one recipe one day for one special occasion, now all of a sudden you're trying to learn a new recipe every day for 30 days. That's going to be really hard because now we're not just doing one thing one day. Anybody, if you know how to read a recipe book, anybody could cook one meal, one new recipe one day. But if you want to get really good at cooking, then you're going to have to practice a new recipe every single day for 30 days. And so we're taking something simple and we're making it really hard because we're doing it consistently every single day. I usually use an exercise analogy, but let's switch it up. Let's focus on this cooking analogy. Pretty simple to follow one recipe once we've transitioned from complex up here, from complex to simple, because we've broken down, we understand how to read a recipe book, we understand how to cook. Now it's simple. It's easy to do that one day, but if you want to get good at cooking, you're going to have to practice every single day, and that's what makes it hard. So think about that with everything I'm talking about in this video. We're educating you, so it's no longer complex. We're breaking it down, so now it's simple, but it's not easy because we're not just talking about doing this one day, one time. It's hard because we're doing something simple for a long period of time, consistently. That's what makes it hard. Okay. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that was a good analogy. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. Maybe I've lost 90% of you. I don't know. Okay, what do you need to get started? It's so basic to start a bookkeeping business. That's the best thing. Let me tell you real quick what you don't need. You don't need inventory, equipment, buildings, employees, an office, a ton of money. It's so basic. All you need, computer and internet connection. If you have a cell phone, you can use the hotspot on your cell phone. If you have a library, you can take your laptop to the library. Or you can maybe even use a library computer. All you need is access to a computer and access to the internet. And then you need to understand and you need to have access to QuickBooks Online. The cool thing is, QuickBooks makes it free for us accountants. We can all get our own free QuickBooks account. And we can even do the bookkeeping for our business inside of our free QuickBooks Online accountant account. Just go to Google, type in QuickBooks Online accountant, and you can sign up for free. And inside of there, they have a ton of training and resources for you. And then you're going to need social media. That's how I recommend everybody do advertising and marketing on social media. And then, like I was talking about in the beginning, you're going to need perseverance and consistency. That's where hard work comes in. Don't ever let anybody tell you that doing anything is easy. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it, and then it wouldn't be worth doing. But starting a bookkeeping business, a successful bookkeeping business, I promise you, it's hard. I talk about how I've done it, but keep in mind, I've been doing it for 4 years, every single day. So everything I talk about, keep that in mind, that I've been doing this for a long time. So I'm sharing my tips and secrets with you so that hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and learn the good stuff I've done. And then you can fast track to success. You can avoid all the mistakes that I've done. You can start doing the good stuff right now. So let's talk about it. Realistically, how do you make $5,000 in 1 month? So my whole fee structure is based on fixed monthly recurring bookkeeping services. So I charge about $400 to $500 per month per client. So if you think about it, all you need to do is get 10 clients paying you $500 per month. That's a relatively small business. You can find an owner-operator, solo entrepreneur, and they're usually willing to pay anywhere from $400 to $600 per month just for bookkeeping. Or you can try to find 3 larger clients, maybe find 3 clients paying $1,500 per month. It's definitely possible. I've got a couple clients who pay me more than $1,500 per month. My recommendation, try to get 1 or 2 clients per month. So this is not a get rich quick scheme. You're not going to watch this video, sign up for QuickBooks, and start making $5,000 a month right away. But if you're persistent and consistent, and if you never give up, if you get 1 client per month, then before you know it, you're going to be making $5,000 per month. I teach a lot of people how to do this. I have like one-on-one consultations with people all the time. And somebody who I've been mentoring for a long time, they just got their first client, and it was a $3,000 cleanup project. They've never done bookkeeping before, and they found somebody who lives close to them, someone who lives in their building. They're a business owner, and they've just been talking about how they started a bookkeeping business, and their friend, who's a neighbor, is a business owner, and they were like, hey, I need bookkeeping. You're a bookkeeper. And they started working together. It didn't happen overnight. This guy was talking about it for a couple months, and then he eventually landed a $3,000 cleanup. So in 1 month, he's going to make $3,000, and then he's going to continue charging this client monthly. So now all he has to do is just find another client next month, find another big cleanup project, and he's going to be making $5,000 per month quickly. But it's all about being consistent. The first thing you need to do once you get your computer and your internet is you need to understand basic bookkeeping fundamentals. So there's 2 things we're talking about here. There's QuickBooks Online, which is the software, and then there's actual bookkeeping fundamentals apart from QuickBooks. Think old school textbook, pen and paper, taking a test in college, old school bookkeeping fundamentals, separate from understanding the software. Both are equally important. So with bookkeeping fundamentals, here's what you need to know. Write this down. Debits and credits, balance sheet, profit and loss, assets, liabilities, equity, accounts payable, accounts receivable. Now, obviously, there's a lot that goes into each of those categories, but if you can understand debits and credits and how they apply to assets, liabilities, equity, accounts receivable, and accounts payable, and then how all of those transfer into the balance sheet and the profit and loss, then you can have a firm understanding of bookkeeping fundamentals. You can know enough to get started. For me, I took an intro to accounting class in college 4 years ago, actually, in the fall of 2020. I took an intro to accounting class, and it taught me all of this stuff. It's actually what got me started to start my bookkeeping business because I fell in love with accounting. Okay, what's next? Check out the links in the description of this video if you want. I've got a ton of resources just for you. I've got a course, digital downloads, one-on-one consultations, weekly group meetings, blah, blah, blah. Check it out if you want. Once you've learned bookkeeping fundamentals, I also recommend learn how to use QuickBooks Online. You can experiment on your own, like with the QuickBooks Online accountant account. You can watch YouTube videos. You can actually become a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor. Like I said, QuickBooks Online offers free training. And this is cool too, because not only is it free training, but it also gives you a certification. That way, whenever you're having your first consultation with a potential client and they ask you, do you have any experience? You can confidently say, yes, I do have experience. I'm actually a certified QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. Keep in mind with all of this, you won't really learn until you get started. Like if you went to college, you probably learned some good information, but then once you actually got your job, you're like, wow, I didn't learn half of this stuff in college. But it's still okay because you figure it out. You've learned the basics in college, you got the certification, you learned the bookkeeping fundamentals. Now, I'm not saying you have to go to college to be a bookkeeper. Absolutely don't. Tons of great bookkeepers who never went to college. But just for the example, in this example, if you got a full-time job, like a normal person, you went to college, you learned the basics, and then you got your job, and then you learned 90% of what you actually need to know on the job, doing the job, real world experience. Same thing applies to starting a bookkeeping business. You can spend some time learning bookkeeping fundamentals, become a QuickBooks certified pro advisor, but don't get caught up on becoming an expert before you even get your first client, because you're going to learn most of what you actually need to know once you get your first client. My number one recommendation is just don't make the same mistake twice. You're going to make mistakes. I made mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. That's okay. You can't avoid making mistakes, but just don't make the same mistake twice. So that's like kind of step one. Get a computer, get internet access, learn bookkeeping fundamentals, and learn how to use QuickBooks Online. Learn the basics. But then you need to actually get customers. You need to get clients. And that's the hard part. You need to do all that other stuff to get started, but then in order to actually make money, you have to actually get clients. In order to get clients, you got to get your name out there. And the way you get your name out there is by doing marketing and sales. And like I said in the beginning, you should get social media. If you don't have it already, that's okay. Facebook is great. LinkedIn is great. Instagram is okay. TikTok, honestly, I've never been on TikTok. I don't know much about it. I prefer Facebook and LinkedIn. And it's really a 4-step process. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. I've got probably hundreds of videos on my YouTube channel that go into more detail about marketing and sales, but it's a 4-step process for marketing. Create content, and then step number 2, find prospective clients. Step 3, connect with those prospective clients, like send friend requests or send connection requests on LinkedIn. And then step 4, engage with your community. Actually interact with your new friends. Treat it like the real world. Make connections, build friendships, build relationships, establish trust with these people on the internet, and then they are going to be more likely to hire you. And then bonus, step number 5, send them a direct message. After you've had a chance to connect with them, engage with them, after they've had a chance to see your content, send them a direct message. Let them know, hey, my name is Zach. I'm a bookkeeper. Let me know if you ever need help with your QuickBooks. So that's sales and marketing. You got to do it. If you want to grow your bookkeeping business quickly, you have to do sales and marketing. And then keep in mind what I said about the x-axis and the y-axis. Everything's simple down here. Everything's complex up here. So creating content right now, starting a bookkeeping business, it's probably really complex for you. But keep watching these videos. Check out my resources in the description of this video. I'm going to break stuff down for you. I'm going to teach you how to do it. So it's going to go from being complex. Once you've learned, now it's simple. I'm breaking it down for you. Now it's simple. But it's easy to just watch this video and do a couple things today. That's simple and that's easy. That's over here. But that's not going to yield you results. You need to take something simple and apply it over to a long period of time. So now we're over here. Now it's hard. It's simple, but it's still hard because you're doing it consistently every single day. Doing anything every day, even if it's simple, is really, really hard. But that's how you see results. That's how you see results in the gym. That's how you learn new skills like cooking, by doing it every day. And that's how you get clients, by doing marketing and sales consistently every single day. So once you get a couple customers, now marketing and sales, hardest part. Hardest part about starting a bookkeeping business, marketing and sales. But customer service, the most important part, because actually keeping your clients is going to be so beneficial for the long-term success of your business, because marketing and sales is the hardest part. That's getting clients. If you do a bad job, you're going to lose clients, which means you're going to have to do more marketing and sales to get more clients. So if you do a good job of customer service, that's the most important part to growing your business, because it compounds on itself. If I get one client this month and then another client next month, I only got one client, but I have two clients. And the month after that, if I still only acquire one new client, I will have acquired one client, but I'll have three clients because I kept the first two. So you only have to get one new client, and then pretty soon you'll have 10 clients. If you do this successfully for 5 or 10 months, slowly getting one new client every month and actually doing a good job. And what that looks like is really pretty simple. Do their bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is a 3-step process. Categorize their transactions, reconcile their accounts, and generate their financial reports. That's all you have to do. You can do everything inside of QuickBooks Online and do it weekly. Categorize their transactions weekly. Log into their QuickBooks 1 day per week, categorize all of their transactions from the previous 7 days, send them an email if you have any questions, if there were any deposits or withdrawals that you're unsure of. That's simple. Send them an email. Hopefully they know the answers. And then at the end of the month, request their bank statements and credit card statements, reconcile their accounts. And then once everything is categorized and reconciled, send them their financial reports, send them their profit and loss on a monthly basis. That's how you deliver high quality customer service. That's what's going to separate you from other CPAs and accounting firms, because they're great at taxes and they do a lot of taxes, and they also try to do bookkeeping, but they can't. They can't keep up with the weekly and the monthly task of bookkeeping because they're too busy doing taxes. So we come in and we are the perfect middleman. We're better than an office manager because we know more about bookkeeping. We're better than the CPA because we have more time to commit to high quality customer service. So use that to your advantage. We are the perfect middleman. Use that during your sales consultations. Use that during your customer service to deliver high quality service so that you keep your clients, so that your business compounds on itself. Keep your clients, get a few more clients. Before you know it, you'll be making $5,000 per month working from home, and you won't have any experience.